How to game and not feel like a loser about it. Today's video topic is overpowered and busted, and I'm actually pretty excited to talk about it as a gamer myself. The reason why I want to talk about this topic today is because if you get into the self-help game or any kind of self-development stuff out there, they will talk about a lot of main things. You know, in general, when you're trying to work on building a better life and working on yourself, the things you want to do is, decrease social media use, get off social media, stop simping on the OnlyFans, no porn, no drugs, no alcohol, and cut back on watching TV, Netflix, and always gaming. Always gaming. Always gaming comes up. And whenever they talk about gaming, I feel a little, not like a blood vessel go off in my head, but it always tickles me a little bit because I'm 33 years old and I still do play video games. And honestly, throughout my entire life, I've always had some kind of relationship with video games. There's been years where I haven't played video games, but at the end of the day, it's something I tend to fall back to, but I don't feel like a loser about it. And honestly, my life feels really good. And I want to tell you guys the things I do to make myself feel good so I don't actually feel like a loser when I do actually play video games. And I'm going to explain like some science and some rationales here too. So I'm talking about this because there's probably three categories where the average gamer will fall into. There's the first category where you play games, you love playing games, you enjoy it, you don't actually think beyond playing the games, you love playing games, you play a ton of games, you're probably in your teens or your early 20s, and you don't really ask any deeper questions, you don't really think more on it. Gaming is just kind of your life and it's just something you really enjoy and it's something you do. Sure, that's fine. You're young, you have an abundance of time, you don't really have to get your shit together just yet, quote unquote. But as time progresses, you will probably shift from this first category of gamers, which I've been there. I've been the hey, I'm just going to play Halo 3 and chill, or just play Gears and chill, and just like StarCraft 2 and chill. And that's literally just life. That was me probably my teenage years. Then the next category is you start to realize you have dreams and you have ambitions and you have things you want to do in your life and for yourself. And you're not actually getting there. You're kind of just, either in school or you're working some dead end job. Gaming is your outlet. It's your crutch. You still enjoy it, but you're also asking that question behind the scenes, like, is there more to life? I still want a wife, or if you're a woman, a husband. I still want kids. I want a family. I want to have muscles. I want to be buff. I want to be jacked. I want to be healthy. I want to take care of myself. I want to be smart, competent. I want to create a business, a brand. I want more money. I want more finances. You start to think of all of these things and these ideas for yourself and who you could possibly be one day. And you're starting to realize that drowning your days and your hours in gaming isn't actually getting you closer to those things. You're at this place where you're just like, you love this thing, but you're also in the back of your mind, and a lot of times this is hard for people to accept. You're starting to realize that this behavior is actually keeping you from getting the other things you want in life. And I think a lot of gamers get stuck there. That's category B. So category A is the clueless gamer, or just the happy gamer, whatever you want to call it. Category B is the gamer who wants more and knows there is more, but maybe you're afraid to go after it, or maybe you're getting stuck in gaming and just like, before you know it, 10 years of your life passes by, and then you're just like, you look up and you're like, what the heck? I've been on WoW for the last 10 years. Like, that happened to me. Honestly, I've been in this category too. There was a time where I was playing this MMORPG called City of Heroes. Phenomenal game. I had this character called the Texan Shield. And honestly, the funny part is that the character in game at the time, I think I was like maybe 18 at this time, but he was like this buff, tall, brown guy with like a cowboy hat. And I think in my head, that's kind of what I wanted to be. And back then I was fat. I was chubby. I had low self-esteem. I had nerdy glasses on. And I was definitely not that guy. It's kind of funny. I've kind of grown into that superhero character now that I wanted to be back when I was 18. I don't wear a cowboy hat, but I got the muscles now and I'm pretty happy with where I'm at today. But it was funny because my gamer, the person I was like in the game, was who I wanted to be like almost in real life. But I had realized with that experience, like, wow, 7 months of my life literally passed me by like that. And even like in certain periods of my life, I've noticed there are some times where I do drown drown out the noise in gaming. You know, a couple years back, I was actually wrestling with some serious shit like alcohol abuse, substance abuse, and also gaming. And back then, this was like 3 years ago, I was just drinking beer and playing Call of Duty, and that was my outlet. I got that shit under control. I'm in a good place now. That's not what this video is about. But that's category B. And I'm just saying this because to tell you, like, I've been in category B, I've been in category A, but I'm also now currently in category C, which is where I want a lot of you guys to end up. And this is the category where not a lot of people are actually in it. And that's why I'm making this video, because I'm trying to get you guys to transition out of these two categories into category C. And category C is you're happy, you're fulfilled, you're doing the habits and the necessary actions and routines that will one day build you into the person you ultimately want to be. And when you're doing those, you're actually at peace with yourself. And you can actually do things like, you know, sit around and spend a couple hours watching Netflix or playing games, and you don't feel bad about the behavior because you've already done the work. So let me explain a little bit. For example, for me, I, over the years, have cultivated a lot of discipline. And I'm at a place in my life where I'm actually really damn disciplined, guys. I'm 2.5 years sober. I don't touch the booze. I barely ever even watch porn. I think it's disgusting, and I want a real connection relationship with a woman one day. So I decided, let's just nip the habit now, because I want the real shit one day. I don't want the fake shit. I want the real shit, you know? I wake up every day. I make my bed. I chug my water. I go straight to the gym. I get my workout done every single day. I hit the gym. I train my body. I go home, I take a cold shower, I expose myself to something uncomfortable. Actually, I haven't taken a cold shower in the last couple months because Texas has been hot and the shower doesn't actually get that cold. But during the months where the water's actually cold, I take a cold shower to expose myself to some discomfort, because exposing yourself to daily discomfort builds character and it trains that discipline muscle that makes you voluntarily want to expose yourself to uncomfortable situations. So it makes it to where you just are willing to do what's necessary to get the job done or be the person you want to be. Then after that, I meditate. I take 20, 30, 40 minutes sometimes to just breathe. No stimulus, no external stimulus. I just focus on myself, my breath. Sometimes I do my gratitude practices. Sometimes I repeat my mantra. I remind myself of my creed. I have a creed now, a list of values, the kind of man I want to be, just to make sure it's always fresh in my mind daily. Then after that, it's usually about 12, 1 o'clock, and then I will eat some food and break my fast because, yes, I intermittent fast every day as well. I go 16 to 18 hours fasted because of autophagy and balancing your blood sugars. There's a lot of science and health reasons to intermittent fast. I'm not going to bore you with that right now. But where I'm going with this is that my routine is honestly very much on par with where I want to be. After that, I'll spend a couple hours usually making YouTube videos. I don't always do this, but most of the time will be creative and be productive. What do the YouTube videos do? Well, that's my way of making an impact one day, of growing my brand, one day my finances too, but it's a way of actually feeling fulfilled and putting value back into the world. And I do two types of YouTube channels. I have this one right here, which is the self-development, mental health and wellness, some sobriety stuff. And then I have my gaming YouTube channel, which is a hack in itself because I still do game, but now that I actually explore my creative side and make content for it, I don't really feel bad about the gaming because now I'm making a little bit of side money from just a hobby, which is honestly pretty fucking awesome. And if you can do that with like YouTube or like streaming, then you will definitely not feel as bad about gaming. So that's another hack, turning your hobby and your passion into something that pays you, or maybe coming up with products or guides for your game that people pay for or subscribe for. I'm not saying you have to do that, but I'm saying that will definitely help. So when you're there and you're thinking you're wasting time gaming, if you're actually being productive and doing stuff with it, you actually don't feel as bad about the time spent gaming. So anyways, where am I going with all of this? I'm disciplined. I'm doing the things that are going to build me into the man I want to be one day. If I'm in the gym every day, I'll be healthy one day. If I'm meditating every day, I'm going to be emotionally, mentally stable every day and in my future 10 years from now. If I am learning and consuming podcasts while I'm working on growing my mind. I'm working on becoming more mature. I'm working on growing into the person I want to be. Do I have it all figured out? No, I still want to get married. I want to be a husband one day. I want a quality wife. I want to have more finances and abundance of security that comes with that so I can take care of the people in my life that I love. I have enough money now, sure, but I want more money just to manage things in the future, you know, get a house, take care of my woman, et cetera, et cetera. I want to grow a brand and I want to make an impact, et cetera, et cetera. The point is, and where I'm going with all this is that I have figured out, you know, the habits that work personally for me. And by all means, if you want to copy these habits, I mean, it's going to be the same for everybody. If you want similar goals to me, you know, being fit, healthy, mentally, spiritually strong, and working on yourself, then do the things I do. But the point that I'm trying to get at is that I do all of this stuff before I even touch any kind of video game system. Before I even log into Dead by Daylight or play Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I take care of what needs to be done to nurture and nourish my growth. And usually I'll do that and then I'll get to like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, and that's usually my downtime. And science actually shows that everybody needs at least 2 to 3 hours of free time a day to feel happy in general. And in that free time, do what you want. Like, honestly, the lower end of the spectrum is probably going to be watching some Netflix, watching a little TV, scrolling on social media, even though I don't do social media. I've deleted it all, but I'm going to turn it back on here in a little bit for other reasons. I'm going to Thailand. Random, I know. Gaming. I would say those are on the low end of the spectrum. I think in small doses or even moderate doses, sometimes I'll game for like 5, 6, 7 hours. I've been playing with like these people online. They're pretty cool. And I don't feel bad about it because I have done all the things that I've needed to get done for the day. That's going to ensure that I am growing into the man and the person that I want to be. So my question to you is, who is the person that you want to be, and what are the actions that you are not taking that you know you should be taking? I can't answer this for you. Only you can answer this for you. But now that you're watching this video, you're going to actually be thinking about those things. And it might be different depending on the phase you're at. You might not need to be as hardcore as me. I think, honestly, like maybe in my mid-20s, for me, that just looked like going to the gym. I went to the gym and I got my workout done. And then after that, I just played video games, and that was it. There was no meditation back then. There was no spiritual work. There was no deep mental work. There was no self-development podcasts. It was just music, gym, and then just like game and chill. And that served me back then because the only thing I really wanted was just to stay fit and healthy. But as I've grown up, my values have changed. The idea of the man I want to become has changed, and with it, so have my habits and my routines. But at the end of the day, I've got my life situated to where I only have to work 2 12-hour shifts as a part-time trauma nurse. And that affords me a lot of free time because I'm single. I don't have kids. I'm debt-free. I don't have a lot of responsibility because I've managed my shit pretty well up to this point. I've gotten all of that taken care of. And if you haven't got there yet, don't beat yourself up. This is not some comparison game. You'll get there, do the work you need to do to get there. Everyone's going to be different. Maybe you're working a 9 to 5. It doesn't matter because you're not here to make excuses. You're here to get a little clarity and think a little deeper. Like, who do you want to be one day? What do you want to be? What do you want to achieve? What do you want out of your life? And if you are doing the necessary actions and habits that are going to turn you into that person one day, then what's the issue in playing a little bit of a video game? Food for thought, guys. So is gaming innately bad? No, but I can't judge you. You can't judge me. We are only capable of making this decision for ourselves. If gaming is bad or not bad, or if our gaming behavior is getting out of control, or if we think it's fine. And like I said, it's going to vary person to person from age and just where you're at in your life. But coming from a 33-year-old man who's basically well put together at this point, I still play video games. I still nerd out. I still enjoy and I have a good time. It's my recreational habit that I do that I just enjoy. And at the end of the day, you got to enjoy your life just a little bit. But do I ever feel bad about it? And do I feel like a loser about it? No, not at all. Why should I? Like, come on. Like, I've got it together. Like, my life is good. I'm well put together. I do the things I need to do to be the man I need to be. And at the end of the day, enough is enough. Now, you might counter argue like, but Builds or Sammy Stark, however you guys know me by, You could just be hustling 25 hours a day on your business and getting more money and more finances. And to that, I say, fuck that. That's not important to me. I have no desire to be rich. I do want to make an impact. I do want to feel more fulfilled. I do want to have enough money to just live a comfortable life, but I don't need to be fucking rich. Like, let's be real. Like, I ain't trying to keep up with the Joneses. That's not something I prioritize and value at all, even though society says you should. I think for myself, and that's just not on my agenda. And also, I don't prioritize hustle culture. Like, I'm not going to burn myself out just to try and get some like hot rod or some Ferrari or just a private jet. Like, those things mean literally nothing to me. Like, possessions, like, honestly, my gaming laptop and my bed and my clothes, and I'm good. I don't really need anything else. Like, but that's just me personally. That's who I am. To each his own. But the point is, you don't have to just be hustle 24/7, and you don't have to be gaming 24/7. You can find a balance, and I think that's the secret to not feeling like a loser when you play video games, is making sure you find a balance. And whatever balance that works for you is what you need to go for. And if you're doing that at the end of the day, dude, it's all good. It's literally all good. It all comes down to balance, and be at peace with that, my friends. One thing I was going to chime on, soft progression, soft progress. Even slow progress and failure is still progress, guys. So don't beat yourself up. Like, for me, I'm good. If I make a couple YouTube videos a week, I usually feel pretty proud and productive with myself. I don't feel like I need to be making videos 25 hours a day. And sometimes I still game and I don't even make content for the game. I just enjoy it, because you got to find a balance, guys. And I'm going to round this video out here. I hope this helps some of you guys out there who are kind of wrestling with your gaming behavior or questioning it. And if you want more out of your life, then figure out what are the habits that are going to get you there and just implement them. And if you're doing that, there's nothing wrong with chilling out and playing a little bit of video games, guys. But if you're using it as a coping mechanism and you're drowning your days and the months and the years are flying by you, get that shit together, bro. I love you. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way.